Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yaman Dota, coming at you with my third pub cast, brought to you in part by the subreddit r/Dota2 casted. Today's game is going to be brought to you in part by the user Siegelment. He's had this post up there for a while, figured I'd get to it since no one else has. It's going to be an 80-minute game around the 4.6k MMR mark. Let's get started with this. First pick already up on the Radiant is going to be the Lina. Traditionally one of a support hero with that buff to her attack range, capable of zoning out pretty much any offlaner, along with that magical damage, capable of dealing a lot, keeping them zoned out, keeping them out of EXP range, also capable of playing that solo mid role with levels, and when she gets that level 6 Laguna Blade, capable of going on pretty much any mid that the Dire wants to throw at her and get a kill early on. The only problem is that this traditional farming mids might be able to have a little bit higher impact later in the game. They're also going to pick up the Chen and the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit probably going to be the mid over Lina. It's traditionally what role he plays in order to get those levels up, get the Searing Change, the Sleight of Fist, get that early Battle Fury. Chen is going to be the third pickup for the Radiant. Going to probably be going to the jungle, looking to push the bottom lane as early as possible, get some Centaur creeps, maybe a Troll, Summoner, be able to get some nets out. Sniper and Storm Spirit going to be picked up for the Dire. With Storm Spirit on the map, probably going to be Sniper safe lane farming with the solo mid Storm Spirit. As far as matchups go between Ember Spirit or Lina against Storm Spirit, Ember probably not going to fare too poorly, but at the same time, probably going to be the Ember Spirit mid. As well as this, it's going to be the Techies picked up for the Radiant, as well as a Lycanthrope. On the Dire, we're going to have the Lich, Clockwork, and Kunkka picked up. Over here on the Storm Spirit, we're going to have 808s and Mana Break, little pun on the Kanye West album. Decade's going to be playing the Kunkka. Pizza Hut Bathroom is going to be playing the Lich. Laugh Tip going to be on the Sniper. And over on the Radiant, we're going to have JDM on the Techies. We're going to have Cal Cruz on the Ember Spirit. Over here, we're going to have the Lina on Momo Kayun. We're going to have the Chen played by War Corius. And following, we're going to have the Lycanthrope played by Hugh. It is looking like it's going to be that Lina mid lane, whether or not she's just blocking for the Ember Spirit so that he can go for that bounty rune, or she's going to be the one taking over that role. Over here, we're going to see Clockwork come up, going to be trying to scout out whether or not any of the Radiant's going for this ward down here. Doesn't have a ward on him in order to block that pool camp. He's going to drop the cogs and take a little bit of Chen's mana and ensure that Storm Spirit gets that room. Up in the top lane, we're going to have Ember Spirit doing a little bit of harass damage to the Sniper. He's going to get the first level in that Flame Guard. Going to be able to soak up a lot of that magic EXP, and it does look like it's going to be the Techies and the Ember Spirit in the top lane. It wouldn't be surprised if Techie decides to roam and just mine up the runes and jungle spots. It is going to be Techies who gets the first blood with those the mines that he spotted up here. Sniper trying to return to his lane in order to get some farm, and he's just going to die real quickly. Hopefully he didn't have too much gold in his inventory. It looks like he did buy out everything. He is going to have to walk back the lane, though, giving this Ember Spirit a little bit of free time with the Lich. Here in the bottom lane, we're going to see the Lycanthrope going up against the Clockwork and the Kunkka. So it's going to be the roaming Techies, Lina mid, Chen's going to be in the jungle, and Lycanthrope's going to try to go up against this dual lane. Not the best matchup for him. He's going to go for Hal first, trying to get the global damage for his team in case they decide to go for some early kills. Off the bat, you can see Storm Spirit up to 4-1 on the 4-2 now against the Lina. Not going to have the greatest. Lina doesn't have the best attack animation. Storm Spirit's pretty good. Most of her CS is going to come from spamming her spells on the wave. Up here, Sniper's return back to lane. And as you can see, the Techie is mining up this top rune, so if whoever decides to go for that, if it's not going to be the Radiant, it's going to be in for a rude awakening. Down here on the bottom lane, we're going to see Clockwork coming around on the other side of this tower. Does have level 2, going for Cogs and Battery Assault, just in case he gets him trapped in. He's going to use that Battery Assault to do a lot of damage and keep them locked in place so the Kunkka can maybe get a torrent off and get some right clicks. In this top lane, Ember Spirit getting a lot of harass, is going to be 6-0 against the 2-0 of the Sniper, so he is CSing pretty well. Sniper up to that slow start after dying to the Techie mines in mid, or up in the top lane. Storm Spirit is going to have his bottle brought out to him. Meanwhile, Lina's going to have hers once the courier goes back to base. Going to get a bounty rune over on the Kunkka. He has picked up his Blades of Attack as well as 2 Gauntlets of Strength. Going to be going for those phase boots. Down in the jungle, we can see Chen decided to go for that quelling, but going to probably be able to choke point jungle with that. Is going to have the Dark Troll Summoner. Ember Spirit still holding on to that ward. Looks like Techies was capable of mining this pool camp, keep it so that they can't stack it, but at the same time, as soon as they walk over, if they don't die, they're just going to be able to get that stack off. You see Courier going up towards the top rune. It's like Lina, or Techies is going to go up there as well. Interesting route for it to take. Ember Spirit is going to come down. He did get a bottle as well, so he's going to go for that top rune. Lina's Vortex going to go out on the Storm Spirit, but Lina's just going to get that Light Strike away off and keep him in place. Here in the bottom lane, Kunkka going up against Lycan again. Clockwork is going to rotate back into this lane. Lina is leading the CS now, 15-0, tied with the Storm Spirit as well, 15-2. Chen and Kunkka. Chen is going to get a lot of that, but that's going to be mostly small creeps that he's going to find in all these camps. Techies is mining up the dire jungle right now. Got a lot of the camps blocked with his mines. As you can see, Alina's just going to be spamming out that Dragon Slave, using her bottle, going for those runes. Looks like with the Ember Spirit getting the bottle up in the top lane, they're going to be looking to get a lot of rune control early on. Pretty important for the Lina, who is going to be relying on her magic abilities in order to get that CS. Lycan, on the other hand, 7-2 against the 10-1 of Kunkka. Not going to be faring as well, just because of the damage from the Tidebringer, as well as the constant threat of having that Clockwork down there. Techies is going to spot out this Storm Spirit. He's looking to get that rune. It is going to be Techies who grabs it. It is a haste. Let's see if he wants to do any damage. Vortex is going to come in. Techies is going to deny himself with a suicide. Lina's going to come in and try to get the pick off on Storm Spirit. She is. Rotation in from the Ember Spirit as well, but not really necessary. He's going to soak up some of that XP though. Clockwork is going to work on this Lycan while Kunkka is going for the bottom runes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sniper is going to pick up that Blade of Attack. Going to be going for the Phase Boots. And Lich has picked him up himself a set of wards, trying to scout out where the Techies is going to be. Shrapnel's going to come up from the Sniper, doing a decent amount of damage to the Ember Spirit. He's going to get another Shrapnel off. He's going to go down to the right clicks of the Sniper, combined with the Frost Blast from Lich. Down in this bottom lane, Lycan is going to eat a lot of damage. Almost fault ticks over from the Rocket Flare from Clockwork, but here comes Chen. Going to get the Pendants off, as well as the Test of Faith. See if he can get enough damage. Lycan was falling over on this Clockwork on bottom, but on the backside we're going to get the Chen going up against the Kunkka. Does have the Satire Tormentor. Going to have the Hadouken Shockwave from him. Well, up on this top lane, looks like Sniper's taking a lot of damage from the Ember Spirit. He is going to get the Techies, but let's see if there is going to be Searing Chains in about 3 seconds for this Ember Spirit if he wants to try to go after this Sniper, but he is going to salve up. He's probably just going to walk away from this. Lina does come up to try to help. Well, down this bottom lane, Chen has picked up himself up a Centaur, being able to get the Troll Summoner net into the Centaur Stomp if he wants to. Lycan's going to have the invisibility up on these wolves now. Going to be making it a little bit easier to be able to harass this Clockwork and Kunkka out of the lane in order to get some CS. See, last hits denies. Lina's up to 35-0, doing really well in that mid lane. She is going to be level 7, so if she catches that Storm Spirit out, it could be dangerous for him. She doesn't have enough mana for the Laguna Blade, Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave combo. She is going to bottle up and regen some of that. In this top lane, Sniper's going to farm behind his tower, keeping that Ember Spirit and Techies out of EXP range, which is going to be pretty important. Ember Spirit is going to be able to go and get that Bounty Rune top. Lina Illusion spotting out rotations on this bottom lane. Meanwhile, down at bottom, X-Marks is going to go out on the Lycan. He's going to get cogged inside, torrent it up, going to get Battery Assault. He's going to shapeshift and try to just escape from this. He's going to be able to just run away. No more X-Marks the spot for them to bring him back. So Lycan's going to walk away from this alright, as long as he doesn't decide to dive or do anything crazy. Lich is going to pick up a Belt of Strength. Maybe going for treads. Typically, Liches go for Oh, excuse me, that is the Storm Spirit who has that. He's going to be going for treads. Definitely Storm Spirit is going to want to be going for that. Liches typically go for the Tranquil Boots. He does have Sacrifice in order to keep his mana up, so it's really only his health he needs to worry about in order to sustain and stay in lane. Ember Spirit is going to throw out one of his Fire Remnants. He calls into trouble. He's going to be able to just zip back into that Fire Remnant. Shrapnel's going to come out. Throws out the Assassinate, but Ember Spirit's going to disjoin it with his Remnant. Not sure it would have killed him anyways. But either way, nice play from the Ember Spirit in order to avoid damage, be able to stay in this lane. Throws out another Remnant, going to TP back in order so that he can come back later. On this bottom lane, Chen is going to scout out the Kunkka. He's there with his little army. See if they want to make a move with Lycan. His shapeshift is down for 45 seconds. Clockwork just going to throw out the Cobbs and zone out these creeps from coming in on him. Meanwhile, Storm Spirit's going to come up here, check for a ward within. They have that sentry down there. Are going to see some rotations from the Lina up here. Ember Spirit is going to throw out the Remnant so that he can go back if he needs to. Let's see if he wants to Sleight of Fist and throw out the chains. Lina is invisible. Not sure how far they want to dive underneath this in case the Dire decide to rotate some heroes up here. It might be too much damage to deal with the slow from Shrapnel. Down this bottom lane, Kunkka is going on the Lycanthrope. He's going to have enough HP to just walk away from this if he wants to. Sniper's going to try to assassinate the techies. Lena's going to stun on the backside. Throw out the Laguna Blade. Searing Change is going to be able to do enough damage, but he's cogged in. Going to just back out with his Remnant. Rotation from Clockwork could have been helpful a few seconds before that, but everyone's just going to be able to walk away. Nice Light Strike array from Lina, being able to keep that techies alive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Down and bottom, Wolf's doing a decent amount of harass damage to this Kunkka. We are going to see Chen come in with his creeps. Going to get the net down. Going to throw out the Ghost Ship, try to delay some of that damage. Too much pure damage coming out from the Penitence and the extra damage from all of his creeps on Chen, as well as the Lycan Wolf still being there. On this top lane, Clockwork's going to throw out the Battery Assault. Not sure if he really wants to commit to diving this too far. There are Techies Mines here if someone decides to go over to the right. I'm going to throw down some more Wives, probably just deal damage to this creep wave, push it back towards the Dire Tower. We are going to get a rotation in back up from Sniper. He has that finished Gloves of Haste. Whether that's going to be a Midas or if he's just going to go for an early Maelstrom, we'll see in time. Surprising with this Chen army that they're not going to want to push bottom with how much attention's being put on this top lane. They could just delay the push with Techie's Mines and then send everyone bottom in order to get that tier 1 tower. Storm Spirit is going to have his finished treads as well as the Sage's Mask, probably the early beginnings of a Orchid of Malevolence. Lina is going to bottle up that Bounty Rune. He already has her point booster, going to be going for that early Laguna Blade. Laguna Blade doing pure damage and going through the spell immunity of BKB if she wants to, so that's going to be really helpful for them. Bursting down the single target, if she can find that Sniper, it's just going to be able to take him down as quickly as possible in team fights. Even the Lich before he gets the Chain Frost off, which he does right there. Searing Change is going to come out. The Chain Frost is going to come back. Not going to do much damage with that Flame Guard up. Shrapnels are going to come out. I'm not sure. He doesn't have enough mana in order to throw a Remnant out. He is going to just die to the right clicks of Sniper as well as the slow from the Shrapnel and the Lich Frost Blast. Clockwork's going to come out. It is going to latch over on this Lina at mid. Throws out the Light Strike away. Not sure if she's going to be able to get the animation off for the Dragon Slave. She is going to Laguna Blade down the Clockwork. Storm Spirit getting that kill in the end. Good on Lina for not just completely going down with empty-handedly. Clockwork is going to get that Robe of the Magi and the Quarterstaff to finish that first Oblivion Staff. Down on bottom lanes, we can see Lycan and the Chen pushing. Lycan with 2 levels in that Howl, being able to give all the creeps on the map and the heroes extra bonus damage.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Techie's going to just D-up in this mid lane, keep Storm Spirit from putting too much pressure on it. Meanwhile, going to get a large rotation from the Dire down in this bottom lane. At least 4 heroes TPing or walking to that bottom tier 2. Lycan Wolves are going to spot out the Storm Spirit up here. Not sure if he's going to want to go back and reveal the fact that his team's there while Chen is going down in this river. They are going to try to camp here for that bottom rune. Let's see if a skirmish breaks out over this. Meanwhile, up in top lane, Ember Spirit is going to continue to farm. Check the net worth grab. Lina's leading the top at 5,300, followed by the Storm Spirit and Sniper. Definitely going to help they did focus a lot more attention on providing farm for that sniper in the top lane, so not surprising that he's ahead of the Lycanthrope right now. But Lycan, one of those heroes that is just going to look for his Vlads, maybe a Medallion, and then Necro Books in order to get his pushes off, soloing Roshan. Going to give him opportunity to catch up in levels as well as farm. Down in this bot lane, we are going to have 4 Dire heroes. See if they decide, if they go into the jungle and they spot out that Lycan. Going to have enough damage to take care of him if they can get the X marks down. Clockwork's going to get the hook and the cogs. Lycan's going to be stuck in here. Ghost Ship's going to come out. Sniper is the one that gets the last hit. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, Lina's going to get the Light Strike Array on the Storm Spirit. Going to throw out the Laguna Blade. The right click's enough on top of that. Oh, I'm surprised the Storm Spirit didn't decide to try to TP to the back of the tower in order to dissuade Lina from going on him there. But up here in the top lane, Ember Spirit is going to take this creep wave low. He has his own fresh creep wave. Let's see if the Dire want to come up here and try to defend that. Meanwhile, Lina's putting some pressure on the mid lane. Dire is going to get the tower down on the bottom, the tier 1. They're going to give some attention to the Lina in mid, but it looks like Ember Spirit might be able to just take a free tower up here. Chen is up here with his creep army if he wants to try to cut the wave. Looks like he's just going to let Ember do this by himself. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Sniper's going to throw out the assassination. Not going to do the kill on Lina. Does drop really low, sub 50 health at first. She's just going to walk away from that, though. Extra point booster in the circlet, going to give her enough extra HP in order to survive there. In this top lane, Lich is going to get the deny off. Ember Spirit decided to back off when he saw the TP coming in. Chen didn't want to come in to help. It looks like the Chen is already going to have the headdress and the buckler done. Going to be going for that mechanism. So you can see throughout the map, though, Techies is going to have a decent amount of mines. So Dire's still going to have to be cognizant of that while they're trying to get these rotations out. Lina's going to finish her Agnum Scepter. That's really fast. 14-minute Ags for Lina. Be a lot of damage coming out from her. She is 4-1-1. That's definitely going to help, as well as being the 3rd on the board from CS, tied with the Storm Spirit, and just barely behind the Chen, who's getting those small neutral camp creeps. Down here in the bottom lane, Lycanthrope is going to get caught up by the Clockwork Hook again and cogged in. Kunkka and Clockwork just doing work with this Clockwork Hook into the cogs, into the Torrent, into the Ghost Ship. Just a really good combination for them. No wonder they were throwing them off lane together. Sniper is going to finish that Maelstrom as well as the Ring of Aquila. See if he decides he wants to go for Mask of Madness next, maybe get a Yasha, or even go to finish that Mjolnir. See what they want to do. Lina's going to Dragon Slave the creep wave. Ember Spirit's here as well. He does have the Ring of Health, pretty far off from finishing his Battle Fury, but it looks like that is what he's going to go. Smoke over on the Lich. Let's see if they want to be able to get some rotations out. Always have to be aware. So you can see the little green dots all over the map. Each one of those is a Techie's mine. So they're going to be able to spot out a lot of different rotations, especially if they lose vision on that part of the map. Even if they're smoked up, it's going to make them aware that they are a bunch of heroes, or at least one hero over there that's invisible. Down this bottom lane, Techie's going to try to dissuade Kunkka. Kunkka is going to TP back to base. Clockwork's going to throw out the flare. Let's see if he wants to try to throw a hook out on this Lina. Chen is there for backup with a 4-man army of neutral creeps. Sniper farming his jungle up. Let's see if he wants to come back in lane and try to farm there. Over here on the bottom, Clockwork's going to get caught out by the Chen. He is going to hook over to them. Storm Spirit's here as well. Chen is going to get bursted down. Searing Chains is going to come out to hold the Clockwork in place. No follow-up for the Radiant, though, and that's just going to be a free Chen. Lich is going to die on the backside to Techies, so he is actually just going to walk into a set of mines somewhere with some low HP. Techie's going to continue to rack up those kills that way. Eventually, they are going to probably have to get a gem over on the Dire side, not just for the Techie's mines, but as well as the Lycan Wolves. Keep themselves from getting spotted out from the Lycan's Wolves just scouting, as well as the harass damage that might come out from them. They're going to make moves towards this mid tower. Chen is not here, but he does have his army of creeps. Dragon Slave's going to come out, do a decent amount of damage to the Storm Spirit. Lina's going to come over on the side, see if she can try to pick someone off with that Light Strike away. Lich is going to throw out the Frost Blast on her. Looks like the Radiant might just back out. Zip out on the Storm Spirit. He's going to go for the Ember Spirit. He's going to take him down. Light Strike Array is going to do 675 damage and take out the Storm Spirit. X mark the spot on the Lina. Throws out the Torrent. Let's see if he wants to throw the Ghost Ship as well. Might not even need it. Right-clicks out. And that's just going to be the Kunkka who gets the kill with his last right click. Nice follow-up from the Dire in order to get not only the Ember Spirit as well as the Lina in order to pay for that Storm Spirit that got taken out. They are starting to run into and find a lot of these techie mines though, so he's going to have to get to work with mining a lot more. As a little bit up here in this top lane, not sure if it's going to be of that much use. They still have their tier 1 tower, so there might be a skirmish up there in the near future. They're going to get some wards up in this Dire jungle, trying to make it so that Sniper has some room to farm up there. He is going to get the Belt of Strength, as well as the Ogre Claw. Looks like he's probably going to be going for a Sanjin Yasha. Lycan is going to get that Medallion of Courage, as well as the Ring of Basilius. Probably going to be going for that Vladimir's Offering after that. Once he gets that Morbid Mask, he is going to be able to solo Roshan if he wants, so Dire probably going to want to be getting wards down there soon. As you can see, Radiant do have a ward down here, scouting out if any rotations are made for warding. Lycan is going to get his wolves over here on the Clockwork, scouting him out. They know where he is now. Lich also going to have the headdress done. She's probably going to be the one who's going for the mechanism over on the Dire. Is finished over on the Chen, so this next push is going to be really helpful for them. Combination of Hand of God and mechanism. They're going to have a lot of sustain. See over here, Lina's looking to try to grab someone, see if she can get a Light Striker away. Just going to throw out the Dragon Slave. Clockwork is going to scout out all these Radiant heroes up here with his Flare. Let's see if Dire want to take the initiative on this while they're all grouped up with the Lich ulti as well. They are going to notice that Radiant is going to put a ward up here because they did have it warded themselves. Clockwork Hook is going to come out. Storm Spirit's going to zip in as well over on this Lina. Silenced up from the Orchid on Storm Spirit. Going to get the kill early. Ember's going to throw out the Remnants, but he's just going to go back in after throwing those out. Ghost Ship thrown out for good measure, not going to connect on anyone. Let's see if they can follow up on the Chen. Are going to get the X marks off over it. They're going to throw the Chain Frost out just, for good measure. The X mark is going to bring it back into these creeps. It's going to bounce back and forth a couple times, get a real easy kill on that Chen. So that's going to be a 3-0 in favor of the Dire on that one. Nice initiation from the Clockwork, getting that hook over on the Lina. Storm Spirit coming in as well in order to give him some backup. They're going to get some nice burst down on him. Lycan is going to be pushing this bottom lane. Let's see if they want to defend this. Tower is about 3/4 HP. And it looks like Lich is going to get that dewarding done on that Radiant ward that they put up in their jungle. Try to free up that jungle for Sniper again so he feels a little bit safer while he's farming. See over here. Oh man, Ember Spirit is going to go back to that Remnant that he had placed earlier in that last fight. He's going to get the kill on the Kunkka with his Sleight of Fist. Lina's going to come back. Still just has that Agnum Scepter as well as the Phase Boot. Not a lot of item progression after that 14 minutes of getting that fast Agnum Scepter. Sniper is going to start leading the CS board, 104 and 12. See what he's working to. He does have that finished Sange. He's probably going to work towards that Yasha next. Sange and Yasha, one of those items that's more mid-game based approach. We are going to get the Storm Spirit zipping over on the Lina. He's going to come, deal a lot of burst damage with that Silence. Ember Spirit's going to be there to back him up, and because of that, Storm Spirit's just going to let Lina walk away from that one. That Orchid just really helping with dealing with that Lina. Usually if he initiates on her, she's going to be able to get a quick Light Strike array off, but not with that Orchid. Going to be able to just do as much damage as you can and try to pop her in the meantime. Ember Spirit going to pick up a set of wards. Still only has that Ring of Health. Let's see if he wants to try to save up for either the Claymore or the Broadsword before going for that Perseverance. Techie's going to pick up a Point Booster as well as a Void Stone. Now, sometimes Techies will pick up just a casual Void Stone in order to complement their Soul Ring. I would have to imagine one of the best items on Techies really is their Agnum Scepter. Each remote mine at level 3 capable of taking out an entire creep wave can be able to stop their push, get their Ember Spirit and Lycan some farm, and just open up that map control for them. But could also be working towards a Yule Scepter with that Void Stone too. This top lane, Kunkka already has the finished Chrysalis. Did not decide to go Earnest Shadows with that double Gauntlets. Might just keep them casual, might sell one and just go for a casual Bracer as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We're going to see a few rotations up here from both teams in this top lane. More for the Dire though. They do not have the Clockwork in order to get the initiation. Kunkka is going to throw out that X marks the spot. He's going to Remnant over, but it's not going to be. It's still going to take him back. Over on the backside, Lina's going to get picked off by the Silence and the Storm Spirit. Techie's Mines are going to take out the Lich and the Kunkka. Storm Spirit's going to come in, and Techies is going to have to suicide in order to keep himself out of harm's way from the Dire. Going to take the Storm Spirit low. Sniper's going to come in, get some slows over on the Ember Spirit. Let's see if he's going to be able to Remnant out. Is going to get the Flame Guard out. It is going to just be able to eat up all that damage from Sniper, keeping him alive. Good job from the Ember Spirit to stay alive after all that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Might have gone a little bit better for the Dire if they had that Clockwork there, being able to throw a hook on. Storm Spirit did get rid of the Lina before the fight went off, keeping her from dropping any too much damage on their teammates. Meanwhile, Sniper going to pick up that Blade of Alacrity as well as the Band of Elven Skin. Going to have that finish Yasha soon. All he's going to need is the recipe in order to complete that. He's going to have his finish Sage and Yasha. As I was saying before, Sage and Yasha, one of those mid-game team fight-oriented builds in order for Sniper to get in there, start dealing a lot of right-click damage, and have an extra attack speed. Some people like to go Mask of Madness over that, give him some lifesteal, but in this case, I don't really think that it's that bad of an idea. They want to take that fight early to them, want to be able to deal with those Chen pushes in order to keep Sniper relevant throughout the game. We are going to see Lycan down here taking on this Roshan. He does have the finish Vlads, also has a finished Necronomicon level 1 over in base. He is going to take that by himself. No rotations out from the Radiant. Clockwork is going to throw a hook out over on mid. Going to catch that the Ember Spirit as well as with the help of the Storm Spirit. Silence certainly helping during that, keeping the Ember Spirit from being able to throw up that Flame Guard as well as Remnant out of it. From this top lane, going to have Kunkka pressuring a lot. Glyph's going to come out. See if they want to come up here and stop him from doing that, if they're just going to let him take the tower pretty easily. Finish Sage and Yasha over on the Sniper as well. Over in this mid lane, going to have another Chen army coming in. He's just going to throw out some Light Strike Rays. She needs to be careful of the Clockwork Hook, the Storm Spirit Zip, and combination of both of those two heroes is perfectly capable of taking her down very quickly. Just going to throw a ward up on the high ground up there. Going to leave the rune for the Clockwork. He's going to throw out his Blade Mail just in case anyone decides to initiate him while he's there. Or if the Techie's mines are there, he doesn't just get a free kill on him, maybe takes Techie's out as well. Over in this mid lane, Lena's going to throw out the Light Strike Array. Not going to hit on anyone, just going to farm the creep wave. Top Lycan does have that Aegis, as well as the level 1 Necronomicon. See if he tries to get a push started up here, at least defend against the push from Kunkka. As you can see, the Clockwork is getting a rotation up. Going to try to hook onto the Lycanthrope. He is going to get it off. See if the cogs come out. Gets the X mark the spot. Lycan is going to get out of the cog. He's going to shapeshift out. Might be able to. Assassinate's going to come out from the Sniper. Is going to be enough damage to pop that Aegis. See if the Radiant want to rotate any help into here, but looks like they're just going to take that top tier 1 for free after that. Lycan did waste his shapeshift after that, trying to save the Aegis, so not going to have that for this teamfight. He's only going to be useful for his right clicks in the Howl. We are going to get some TPs out from the Dire. Looks like they're just going to take this tower and then back off. We are going to see Ember Spirit hasted up, down, coming back up into this jungle. Sniper's going to spot him out, get some headshots up, and throw out the Shrapnel. He's got a Remnant away. Not far enough, though. Storm Spirit is going to get the Orchid out on the Vortex. Going to be enough damage there. Also going to take down the Chen. Clockwork hooking in over on him, as well as the Storm Spirit zipping in and doing a lot of burst damage. So that's going to be 2-for-0 trade, on top of losing the Lycan Aegis and the Tier 1 tower. Pretty good trade result for the Dire team there. Over on the Storm Spirit is going to have the finish Soul Booster, going for that Bloodstone next. Going to give him a lot of HP and mana regen. Be able to stay out in the lanes longer. Be able to get some longer distance zips out. You see the Techie spot out the Storm Spirit. Let's see if he wants to walk into this. There might be enough mines to kill him right off the bat. He is pretty tanky based on that finished Bloodstone right now, though. Techie's is going to finish his Agnum Scepter. Was it just a casual Voidstone for now? Probably going to still finish it with the Yule Scepter. But those Techie mines are going to start to the remote mines are really going to start to hurt, as well as going to be able to delay the game a little bit in order to try to get his carry some farm. Regen up top. That's one of the best runes for Storm Spirit. Let's see if he decides to go up and get it. They do have ward here in order to spot out this rune. Techie's going to continue to mine up this hillside. Going to see if he can try to bait someone into this. Throw up a remote mine up there. Clockwork's going to hook over on this Lycan down on bottom. Throw out the Blade Mail. Storm Spirit's going to come in as well. He's going to shapeshift, but it's not going to be enough. Locked in there by those cogs. Clockwork, just such a good counter to Lycan. It's one of Lycan's best attributes is he's capable of shapeshifting and just walking away from anything that isn't a large amount of lockdown. Besides Slark and Clockwork, probably two of the best heroes for dealing with a Lycanthrope. Sniper is going to pick up that Morbid Mask. Probably still going to go for that Mask of Madness on top of the Sage and Yasha. Really stacking those early to mid-game items in order to make himself as viable as possible in these team fights. As you can see, he has been rotating out a lot. Very helpful for his team. He already had 184 last hits. Hits and denies. Let's see his kills and deaths. He is going to be 4-2 and 9. There for a lot of kills with the shrapnels, 9 assists. You can check out the gold graph. It would be pretty far in favor of the Dire, about 4,000, 3,800. XP also in favor of the Dire, much further down, going to be about 8,000 in favor of them. Ember Spirit going to throw out the Sleight of Fist, not going to do too much damage, just going to Remnant back out. Lich was there to help out the Kunkka if she wanted to. Storm Spirit and Sniper just going to farm up this middle lane, protect against the push. And here Lena's going to come out, face up against the Kunkka. He's not going to want to back out too much. He does have the finished Chrysalis as well as the Demon Edge. Going to be going for that early Daedalus. Watch out for some big Tidebringer crits coming out from him. Clockwork's going to throw out the Flare. Let's see if he wants to go on this Chen by himself. Techie's is down here, not that he can really do that much to help him once Clockwork decides to initiate. And it might just be Clockwork doubling back and spotting out this Techies if he wants to come back. See how long he wants to stick around. Not going to spot him out, though. Techie's luckily just going to walk away scot-free from that. Does have the Suicide Squad up, so he would probably be able to get the deny off. Middle lane is getting pushed out by the Dire creeps. No one defending it here. Meanwhile, Clockwork's going to find that Chen in the jungle. He's going to hook over onto him. Going to put the Blade Mail out. Going to get the Battery Assault. Chen is going to mech himself. Lycan's here to help. Does walk right into the cogs, though. Now they're going to be able to get the right clicks over on the Clockwork. He's going to fall with the combination of that Medallion. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, they are going to get the Lina. Who was it that got her? Kunkka was capable of getting that. Probably got a crit on as well with the X marks the spot, as well as the help from the Lich there. They're going to send the Ember Spirit up here. He's going to throw a Remnant back. Does have a DD rune. And throw the Searing Chains out. Keep them in place. Not going to have any follow-up, though. Kunkka is going to TP out. Pretty low on mana. On this mid lane, Sniper going to actually just get a casual Morbid Mask. Double back for the Skull Basher. He's going to be doing a lot of right-click damage. Actually, 227. Already putting out a lot of damage. Lycan Wolves are going to come and try to spot out there. They're going to see this Storm Spirit going for that Invis rune, so they know he's going to have that. Storm Spirit decided to use that and come over here. He might die to these Techie Mines. Going to do a lot of damage. Techie is going to get the kill with that Remote Mine. Let them at so little health. Luckily, Techie's was paying attention and got that Remote Mine off. Lycan Wolves helping to spot out that rotation, helping Techies know that Storm Spirit's coming down there. So nice kill for the Techies on the Storm Spirit. Gonna get that mega kill streak. Lycan is gonna get his finished level 3 Necronomicon. Is gonna be able to help with de-warding around the map. As you can see, a lot of wards, especially up towards the Dire jungle. Just trying to keep Techies from getting up there, keeping their jungle safe so that the Sniper and the Storm Spirit and Kunkka can farm that up. Oh, Ember Spirit's going to throw out that. He's going to get a crit on the Tidebringer from the Kunkka. Going to have enough mana for the X marks if he wants to, but doesn't look like he's going to pursue it that much. Extra Blade of Attack for the Kunkka. Probably just going to start stacking critical attacks. Get another Chrysalis and get another Daedalus after that. Clockwork, can have the point booster, the Ogre Club, and the Staff of Wizardry. Only needs one more item in order to finish his Agnum Scepter. So that's going to be pretty nice. It's going to decrease the cooldown on his ultimate. Being able to throw it out a little more willingly in order to get those initiations off. Not going to have to hold it in fear that he's going to miss. Looks like Storm Spirit is going to ping out this Lycanthrope. Let's see if whenever he rotates out, he's going to zip in long distance, do a decent amount of damage to the Lycan because of that. He's going to shapeshift out. Going to get the Torrent on him. See if he wants to X marks to spot him. They can just wait back here for it. Going to get the Vortex off. No more crits for the Kunkka. There's the crit that he was looking for. Laguna Blade going to come out from the lean on the backside. Going to kill that Storm Spirit. Sniper's going to throw out the Shrapnel, doing a lot of damage to this Ember Spirit. He's going to get the Remnant out just barely. And actually, Sniper's going to still get the damage to him. Not really sure what ticked him out there. Didn't throw out an Assassinate. Might have just been an auto attack following his Remnant. So we're going to see another Chrysalis finish in Kunkka's inventory getting... actually, it's going to be Lich that's flying out. Some Sentry Wards as well as the finished Agnum Scepter over on the Clockwork. Going to throw the Flare up, spotting out the techies up here mining. Not sure if they're going to want to initiate with the Clockwork hook under the Tier 3 tower, but they are setting up for this push. Techies' mines are going to be able to help delay this as well as possible. Chen Army is going to go down except for the double Wildkin throwing out those tornadoes. That's a lot of AoE damage. Meanwhile, the mid tower for the Dire is getting pushed in. Creeps might just naturally take this in the next couple waves. So you can see down here, Storm Spirit is pushing back this. He's going to get the Perseverance. Interesting to see what he goes. Probably going to be a Lincoln Sphere. His Bloodstone is down to 5 charges. Not that helpful for him. Going to have a little bit longer respawn timer than the last time. Wants to get that up. Every point in the Bloodstone is going to give him an extra point of mana and HP regen. So Dire is going to start to try to look for some extra damage. Ember Spirit is going to get that finished Claymore, looking to almost has his Battle Fury done pretty late in the game, 33 minutes. Not really the timing Ember Spirit's going to want to look for, but it will be a welcome addition to the next team fight. Sniper is going to find that they are warded there, or mined there. That Clockwork's still going to get those Ancients. Bottling up a Bounty Rune. Bottom lane, Kunkka is by himself. Does have that second Chrysalis up on himself. Be able to deal a lot of damage in these team fights, especially if he gets a big Tidebringer off in the start, just bringing down a lot of the Radiant heroes down low. They are going to have the Hand of God from Chen in order to counter that a little bit, as long as Chen is on point. See down here, Lina is going to get the Light Strike Array as well as the Laguna Blade. Going to kill this Kunkka. He's just staying down there too long. As you can see, most of the Dire heroes back at their base. So it is going to be a nice, easy kill for the Lina. She does have her Blink Dagger. Also going to have a recipe for the Yule Scepter as well as the Staff of Wizardry. She's going to send out the Courier to get that. She's going to be able to get some initiations off a little late. The Dire team has been rolling, besides that Kunkka down up on the top lane just recently, they have been rolling around as 5. Not going to be that easy to not get reinitiated on whenever she blinks in to get the Yules into the Light Strike Array. Dire is grouping up over here. They know that the Roche is up. Lycan is going to have his Wolf in there. See if either one of them want to go for it. Storm Spirit is going to zip pretty far down here. Not going to spot out the Lycan just yet. They're going to see it now, so he is going to shapeshift. See if Clockwork can get a hook on him. He's going to get Silence. Going to go into a neutral camp, actually. Might be able to just walk away from this as the Lycanthrope. He is just going to be able to TP out. Just a little miscue from the Clockwork there. Oh, Techies! The Ultra Kill! My god, call the Hurt Locker. That was ridiculous. 4-man kill for Techies. Not even sure how many mines were there. Jeez. What a great place for Techies and Lycan to get away from that. If Clockwork gets that hook off, they don't even have to go down into that bottom lane. Luckily, Lycan getting that shapeshift off after the Vortex from the Storm Spirit. Just getting a huge kill. They're going to be able to take this mid tower off of that. Maybe even go for Roshan afterwards. Maybe a tier 3 if they want to. Going to throw the Ghost Ship out on the Kunkka. See if he can get a big crit off and be able to bring these guys low.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They are going to continue on to the tier 3, doing a decent amount of damage with this with all the Chen's creep. They are going to glyph it up. Kunkka's just going to X marks the spot himself, walk up to that wave, try to deal a little bit of damage, get a crit off. He's going to throw the Torrent out to try to delay this. Looks like they are going to be able to take the melee barracks down as well as the range. Storm Spirit is up as well as Lich now. Let's see if they want to... Here comes the Chain Frost. It's going to bounce around a lot. No finished Agnum Scepter on there, so it's not going to be unlimited bounces. Storm Spirit's going to come in as well as the Clockwork. They're going to take down this Lycanthrope. See if they want to, if they can follow up and get anyone else. Storm Spirit is going to zip up, getting pretty low on mana. They're going to spot out the Chen with the Clockwork Rocket Flare. Looks like they're going to get an easy kill on him. Lina is going to be able to just walk away from this, though. On the bottom lane, Ember Spirit does have his finished Battle Fury now. Still has had these Observer Wards for a really long time. It'd be useful to get those down. Techies is going to start mining up this Roshan pit. Looks like he has about 5 mines down there with that Agnum Scepter upgrade. If Dire do decide to go for this, it could end in disaster for them. Let's see if Lich is going to get a Sentry Ward down, or if she's just going to die to these, and Techies is going to use them on that. Is going to notice these mines, going to see them and just back up immediately. Rocket Flare is going to help with demining those. Techies missing an opportunity maybe to get a kill. They're going to start blowing these up now. So Techie's not present in that push up in the mid lane. Oh, Lich gets a little too close to the mines instead of waiting for the sniper. So she's going to go down for that. Looks like they're probably going to be able to take Roshan off of this. You do see the Techies and the Lina making a rotation in for here. But not really sure they're going to be able to... They're going to take this down way before Radiant makes their way over. So that's going to be the Aegis up on the Storm Spirit. Great hero to put it on. He's going to be able to zip in and do whatever he wants in these team fights and then come back with full mana and be able to ball lightning and deal even some more damage after the fact. Taking a look at this net worth chart. See a sharp swing back up to the Radiant. This is probably that the ultra kill from the Techies right here. As well as the tier 2 and the racks for the rest of the team. Helping Radiant take a little bit back from the map control that they needed. It is going to be the finished Lincoln Sphere over on the Storm Spirit. Chen is going to also have a finished Pipe as well as the Ogre Club. Interesting to see if he just... And the Point Booster is going to go Agnum Scepter. Really interesting upgrade since the last update. Able to take over Ancient Creeps. It's going to really help in their push. They don't really do a lot of damage in team fights, but it is just a huge body that you have to deal with while they're attacking your towers and your barracks. You're going to see the Dire pushing down this Radiant mid tower and see if they want to mount a defense. Lycan is top, pushing in that tier 2. They might just go for a trade here and then try to pick off some of the stragglers after they have to go back and defend against the Lycan push whenever he starts threatening those tier 3s. Sniper is just going to continue to just pelt over on this mid tower outside the range with the max take aim. Light Striker Ray is going to hit 2 of them. Let's see if she wants to throw out the Laguna Blade. Storm Spirit's going to zip over on her. She's going to Yules herself. Ember Spirit's going to throw out the Searing Chains, keep him in place. Here comes the Ghost Ship. It's going to land on no one, but they are going to kill the Lina in the end. Ember Spirit dropping low as well. Hand of God coming out from Chen. Tower's doing a decent amount of damage. Assassinate's going to go over the Techie's not going to kill him. Storm Spirit is going to pick out the Chen on the back line. Lich is going to drop low. Not going to die, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, in the end of everything, it's going to be 3 for 1 on the Clockwork. Or, actually, 2 for 3. Kunkka is going to buy back. Sniper's going to TP out. Storm Spirit is sticking around here. Let's see if Ember and Lycan are going to be able to do anything after Lycan TP's back. They did have to go and rotate out. He is going to get the tier 3, do a decent amount of damage to both the ranged and the melee barracks. That is going to be something that the Dire have to worry about. They do have an exposed Rax in middle lane. They did not get the tier 3 after that push, and they do have an exposed barracks up in the top lane as well. Lycan just so good at that split push. He's going to get the finished BKB up. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for Boots of Travel next so he can just get the maximum rat potential out of himself. Kunkka did buy back. He's going to be pretty low on gold. Still just sitting on that second Chrysalis. Check over on the Sniper, see how he's doing. Just going to turn that Morbid Mask into a Helm of the Dominator. Did pick up some Boots of Travel. Going to help him with this split pushing, as well as being able to defend against these pushes in mid lane since they have the exposed barracks, or lack of barracks. Gonna hear an X-Marks come over on this mid lane. Gonna go out on the Ember Spirit. Torrent's gonna miss. So looks like Ember's just gonna be able to walk away from this. He's gonna put up that Flame Guard. Is hasted up. Let's see if they want to try to get a kill off of this. Aegis is gonna be reclaimed off the Storm Spirit in 2 minutes. Let's see if Radiant probably gonna, or Dire's gonna want to probably start a fight before that Aegis expires. Now, as you can see up in the top lane, Lycan Wolves are pushing out this lane. Meanwhile, mid, Ember Spirit really getting ballsy. You're going to hear the zip in on the Storm. He's going to get the silence off. Vortex back on him. Clockwork Hook is going to miss. But it's going to be more than enough damage to get that Ember Spirit. Techies is going to start mining up their jungle. Not really sure if that's the most beneficial spot they're doing it. They are going to be pushing into mid in order to try to counteract their lack of barracks in mid lane. So he should be trying to mine that up, just delaying the push as long as possible. Techies is actually going to keep that Void Stone and go for a Bloodstone. Going to help him stay out and mine as long as he wants. Be able to get off a bunch of remote mines during these fights. Sniper is going to start throwing out a shrapnel, dealing a decent amount of damage to the Techies. He's going to back up after the Dragon Slave comes out from the Lina. Techies is now throwing those remote mines out up at this tower. Going to be able to mount some defense with that as well. Lycan is pushing up in this top lane. He's going to BKB and shapeshift. Let's see if they can still bring him down. He's cogsed in. He's trapped. They're doing a lot of right-click damage to him. Assassinate's going to come out. That's going to be, actually, it's going to be the Storm Spirit that gets the kill on him. But 4k in the bank for this Storm Spirit. He does get his Bloodstone back up to 9 charges, which is going to be helpful for him. Lina's going to get the Yule Scepter over on this Kunkka. He's caught out again by himself. Penance as well. Doesn't even need the Techie's Mine. So that's going to be a 2-for-1. Lich also got caught out during that. But that's what I'm talking about the Lycan just pushing in that top lane. They do get the kill on him that time, but it is going to force those TPs back to their base, leaving a couple heroes here in order for the rating to get the pick off later. That Blink Yule Scepter from Lina just doing a lot of work for her. So as we said earlier, that Death Ball push from the Dire team, usually, sticking as 5 would be their best strategy in this spot, but the Lycan making that really difficult for them, not joining in on the team fights, just pushing that top tower. If he can continue to take down barracks, it's going to be almost impossible with that Techies mining up these tier 3 towers. Just the creep waves are going to die so quickly whenever they get to the tower. Gonna have to see this Sniper get really farmed in order to deal with this. He's gonna have the finished Abyssal Blade. Not really sure about that pickup. Not gonna really be able to get in close in order to get that stun off. But if he does come up against a Lycanthrope who closes the gap on him, it is gonna be pretty useful in order for just walking away, dropping some more shrapnels. Abyssal Blade does go through BKB, so even though Lycanthrope has that, still not gonna be completely invulnerable against the Sniper. Storm Spirit is just gonna continue to farm up this bottom lane. Taking a look at the XP and net worth graph, really swingy, going back towards the Dire's favor, almost 2,500, really not that much in a 44 minute game. EXP is going to continue to level out around 10,000 for the Dire as well. So down this middle lane, Techie's Mines are going to go off, bringing the Clockwork down almost around half health. Sniper and Lich are here to back him up, as well as the Storm Spirit rotating in. Kunkka's a long ways off, though. Lycanthrope is going to start in that push in the top lane as well. They are going to smoke. So they know there's no heroes around them, but let's see what they try to do with this. They could rotate up on the Lycanthrope. It looks like they might decide to go on the Ember Spirit. He is moving out pretty far. Doesn't realize we're going to hear the Storm Spirit zip in. Is going to silence over on the Ember Spirit. Going to zip back out. Ember Spirit's just going to blow up really quickly. Come back in on the Storm Spirit. Going to go on this Chen. Techie Mine are going to do a ton of damage. They're going to take out that Storm Spirit. You just overextended just a little too much there. Light Strike Array as well as Laguna Bay going to come out over on this Lich. Not going to take him down. Mech's up. Lycanthrope has TP'd back to this bottom, into this mid lane. Let's see if he can do anything. Chain Frost is going to come out. Sniper is going to get that Abyssal Blade off over on the Lycan. Kunkka's dropping low, probably going to die the next right click. If Sniper decides to move up at all, he's going to die to these mines. Oh yeah, going to be that 4-for-2. Is Clockwork going to get out? Yes, he is. Is going to be a 4-for-2 in the end. Clockwork dropping dangerously low, but not enough damage in order to take him down. They are going to lose the Chen and the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit a little bit far out at the beginning of that fight, but luckily they had the Lycanthrope TP back with that BKB. Even though the Sniper did get the Abyssal Blade on him, still going to be too tanky for him in order to burst him down right then and there. They're going to start moving up towards this top lane. They might just try to backdoor these racks. They do have a Clockwork as well as a Storm Spirit now to defend against this. That Bloodstone from Storm Spirit capable of bringing him back pretty quickly. Zip's going to come over in on the Lycan. He's going to do a decent amount of damage. Clockwork's going to get that hook over on the Lina, stopping the Light Strike Array. They're going to go over on her instead. Lycan's going to try to TP out. Let's see if they can get the Vortex over. No, he's just going to get away. But that the attempt at the backdoor top, not going to pay off for them. Only the Lina and the Lycan. Nice hook from Clockwork. She was about to get the Light Strike Array off on the Storm Spirit. Maybe able to take him down after that, but to no avail. It's So that's going to stall the push over on the Radiant. Clockwork is going to have that finished Sage. Probably going to be going for a Heaven's Halberd, try to disable that Lycan if he tries to start auto-attacking. Lina as well, if she starts getting some more damage, that level 4 Fiery Soul is going to do a lot. They're going to go for this Roshan. Not really sure they have the damage output for it by themselves. They're going to... Storm Spirit's going to switch it up and let Clockwork tank this. He was dropping pretty low. Going to bottle back up. Lycan is going to spot this out with their wolves. They do have a couple people over from the Radiant coming to scout this out. Lycan is going to shapeshift. Looks like they're going to try to come over in on this. Going to throw the Remnant in there. Let's see. Clockwork, if he's going to be capable of getting out, Storm Spirit's going to be able to just zip out. Clockwork is dropping dangerously low. He's going to fall. Let's see if Lich throws out the Change Frost. Not going to get it off before she dies. All heal from Chen's going to come out that Hand of God. Sniper's going to start going to work on the high ground. Going to get Force Staff by the Techies. Just walks back up to the hill. Ghost Ship coming out. Not going to hit on anyone. They're going to use the Abyssal Blade on the Chen. Just walks up way too close. He's going to get picked off, as well as the Storm Spirit picking out the Ember Spirit over on that high ground. Looks like they're going to go back into this Roshan pick and try to take it down. They do have the extra damage from the Kunkka now. Not sure if Radiant's capable of coming in. They are going to get that Aegis over on the Storm Spirit. There is Cheese down on the ground. Looks like Kunkka's going to be the one to pick that up. Really glad to see that they are putting the Aegis over on the Storm Spirit instead of their carry Sniper. Sniper is one of their main sources of damage dealing, but just coming back to life with full HP and full mana is so useful for that Storm. Going to be able to do a lot of work in these team fights. Lycan is going to send these Wolves to start trying to backdoor this tower. Not doing that much damage with the backdoor protection. Kunkka is going to come back and just one-shot the creeps with both of his crits. Almost going to have enough for that finished Daedalus. Just about 75 gold off of that second Demon Edge. Going to get a Scythe of Ice pickup over on the Storm Spirit. He's getting pretty large. Going to be able to get even better initiation off. He's going to go back and heal up his mana. Lina's going to get a BKB for herself. Not really sure if that's her main concern in these fights. Might even be happier to see her go a Ghost Scepter. Based on the right clicks from Storm, Sniper, and Kunkka, what's going to kill her is that. The only real heavy magic damage coming out from them is going to be that Lich, Chain Frost, as well as the Assassinate from Sniper. Lich still pretty far away off of that Agnum Scepter, still only has the Staff of Wizardry. Techie's Mines are going to do a little bit damage to Kunkka. Even if he's dropped slow, he is going to have that cheese to pop. Lycan continuing his push on the top lane. Ember Spirit's down on bottom as well. I assume he has a Remnant somewhere that he's going to be able to get back to if he needs a team fight. Top of having a teleport scroll. He is going to get that Blades of Attack. Looks like he's not going to go for a second Battle Fury. He is going to pick up a Chrysalis. Try to deal as much damage with that Sleight of Fist as he can. They are picking out the Techie Mines. Sniper Shrapnel just great for spotting out these mines. Stopping the Techie's mines from countering their push. Techies is going to continue to be able to throw out some mines, though. If they run out of Shrapnel charges, it's going to be harder for them to push into this tower, though. They're going to need to do it soon. It's going to be the last charge for Sniper for 20 seconds. They do take the tower. Storm Spirit is going to zip in. Go over on that Lina. She's going to BKB, though. Oh, we're going to get Lich walks up into those Techies mines again. Lich just not really sure about the range on those. Sniper's going to get out with under 100 HP after that. Let's see if Lycan wants to try to go on him after it. Clockwork is caught in with a lot of these summons. Lycan is going to get both of those racks while they're fighting in the mid lane. Sniper's so lucky to get out after that Laguna Blade, though. Nice pickup of the BKB over on the Lina. That is the one thing that is going to help her. Once that Storm Spirit initiates, he's not going to be able to lock her in place. If he does zip in and get that Scythe of Ice off, though, oh, Techie's Mind's almost taking out the Storm Spirit there.
Where's the party? Here I am.
It's like Kunkka almost has enough for that full second Daedalus. I'm not sure if he's going to save for buyback or not, though. See, a lot of heroes are going to have buyback. Only ones who don't is going to be the Storm Spirit, Clockwork, Techies, and Lich. Everyone except the Clockwork is going to have that up pretty soon, though. Interesting to see what the Dire decide to do. They despite being super farmed, they are on the back pedal from all these. Every single push they're being thwarted by this techies, and then Lycan is just in their other lanes pushing them out. They only have one lane left to defend. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they just decide to defend their high ground instead of pushing into the base, waiting to get a pick or to win a team fight, and then just go push off of that instead of trying to engage underneath the Radiant towers. Techie's going to continue to mine just in really innocuous places in order to try to confuse the Dire, let them think that there's just a spot that Techies would never mine, and then they walk into it and he gets ultra kills. Ember Spirit going to Remnant back to himself. Almost has that finished Chrysalis. Could get it actually if he wants to. Not sure if he's going to save for buyback though. At this point in the game, it is really important to have buyback. It is going to be the finished second Daedalus over on the Kunkka. Important to save for buyback, though, because if that Lycanthrope does decide to continue to split push during these team fights, if he dies and he doesn't have buyback, it's going to be impossible for them to defend against that push from Lycan. You see Lycan down in their the Radiant jungle, setting up for that push bottom. Dire are going to continue their efforts in this mid lane. Finish Halberd over on the Clockwork. They do have a gem now. Sniper is going to finish that Mjolnir. Probably going to see him finish that Daedalus, and then I would hope that he's going to sell the Sage and Yasha in order to pick up something like a Butterfly. You're going to see the TP in from the Storm Spirit. Ember Spirit is going to throw out a Remnant. Stasis Trap up here. It's going to pop, not catching anyone. Torrent's going to hit on the Techies. See if they want to go at this. Storm Spirit is going to go in. Pops Techies does have a Lincoln Sphere, though. That's a big pickup. Going to stop the initiation dead in its tracks. Going to throw out some more remote mines trying to stop this push. Sniper Shrapnel is coming out. I'm not sure how quickly he wants to be throwing those, though. They are going to get the 1 Rax. Still have the melee one. That's really the most important. Those Techie mines continuing to stop that push. They are going to start walking back and TPing. They realize that the Lycanthrope in the bottom lane is starting to push that out. Storm Spirit is going to zip pretty far. Looks like Lycan's just going to be able to get away. Does have those boots of travel. Yeah, he's just going to TP out. The Chen army is also going to be able to get away. Finish Chrysalis over on the Ember Spirit. So he's going to start doing a little bit more damage in these team fights. If he can get a big Sleight of Fist off, the combination of the Battle Fury along with the crit is going to do a lot of damage. Going to be up to the Dire to not group up during those fights once this Ember Spirit starts to get a little more farmed. Looks like the Dire are going to decide to go for this bottom tier 2 that they have neglected for a while. It is only at about 1/8 of its HP.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, up on this top lane, looks like Lena's going to throw out a Dragon Slave over on the Kunkka. Not going to do much over there. I'm not really sure what she's doing sticking around. She does have the Lycanthrope, but as we saw last time, it didn't really do much for her whenever the Lycanthrope decides to back off, just with the Storm Spirit and the Clockwork. Surprised the Radiant noticing that there are heroes that TP'd back that they don't decide to go over on this Clockwork. Good thing they had the gem. It would have been a dead Clockwork again. Or yet even maybe a sniper. So Techie's going to start to fall off on his usefulness. Chen is going to have these ancient creeps that are going to help with this push, but he as well as the Techies are going to stop having a huge influence in this fight. Luckily, only the one support for the Dire team being that Lich. As long as he finishes, they decided actually to go for 4 staff instead of Agnum Scepter. Has 11 sentries. I guess Techies has been that large of a pain in their ass that he felt that that was necessary. Tired of dying walking too close to those Techie mines. Would have liked to him save some of those goals, start working towards his Agnum Scepter. That infinite bounce with the combination of the Wolves from Lycanthrope, the Chen army, as well as the Necronomicon from Lycan are going to eat up a lot of those bounces during those fights. If he gets that Agnum Scepter, going to be able to bounce around a lot more, do a little bit more damage and slow people down. Clockwork going to throw out a hook, going to miss on everyone though. Might be looking for this Lycan up here, see if he's going to TP out or just continue with the push. He notices that they're all there, so he's just going to TP to the bottom lane, start pushing out there. The only person down here is Sniper. Let's see if he's going to want to try to go on this Lycan. Does have the Mjolnir shield as well as the Abyssal Blade at hand if Lycan decides to turn on him. Doesn't look like he's going to pursue it that much, though. Stormspirit's going to zip in over here. Ember Spirit is going to get a Remnant out at the very last second. Kunkka probably got a big crit off on him, forcing him to get back. Luckily he got there before the Storm Spirit decided to get there. Techie's now mining up the high ground. Going to get an initiation on from the Storm Spirit. He's going to pop the Lincoln. He's going to get the hook over on the Clockwork. Vortex out of the Cogs. Hand of God's going to come out. Techie's is going to Yules himself. Let's see if he can get the Suicide off. He does. Not going to give any Golden experience to the Dire there, but he is back already thanks to that Bloodstone. Jeez. So Techie's going to be able to continue to mine that high ground and keep them from pushing. See if the Dire observed enough of this. Storm Spirit is going to eat the cheese, I believe. Sniper's just going to get an easy pick off over on that the Ember Spirit there. Just getting those right clicks out, doing a lot of damage now. Lycanthrope is going to buy back. Stasis Trap goes off. Doesn't really help that much. Cog's going to come out. Clockwork is really low on mana right now. See if they just decide to back off with not having a hook initiation from him. Lycan did buy back just a split push right now. It looks like the rest of Dire are going to start TPing back. Let's see if they're Radiant are capable of getting initiation and all of that. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Storm Spirit is going to go over and Lycan, get the Vortex on him. He is shapeshifted up. He's probably going to be able to BKB and just start walking away. See if Clockwork's capable of getting a hook on him. If he can get a hook and a Cogs, he's going to be able to keep him in place. Storm Spirit needs to stay in front of him in order to open up for that hook. Gonna get that the Assassinate over and gonna keep Vision. Storm Spirit's gonna get the Haste Rune in a bottle. Probably gonna be able to chase this Lycan down in the end. That's probably gonna be a buyback. Oh, Lina shows up. Big Laguna Blade. Let's see if Storm Spirit goes down for this. Gonna throw out the Ghost Ship along with the auto attacks from the Sniper. Gonna take her out. So she's gonna have buyback. Dieback from the Lycan though. He's down for 100 seconds right now. This could be Dire's opportunity to push those high grounds despite the Techie wards. 808 and Mana Break calling out that he's Sumail now. You are Sumail minus the giant prize tournament winnings that he has at 15 years old. Don't worry, we're all jealous of him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See if they want to get this the melee barracks in mid. Maybe even rotate down to some other towers now that they know that the Lycan's down for 60 seconds. Gonna get the Searing Chains off over on the Kunkka, keeping him in place. Not much else to do. Clockwork is going to pick up those Boots of Travel, see if he wants to go. Techies is going to come over and Yules up the Sniper. Going to get a decent amount off with those remote mines. Clockwork is going to come in, going to put the Cogs down. Not going to get the Techies trapped in it. Going to get over the hook on him. Ember Spirit's forced to TP out, or Remnant out. X-Mark the spot going to cover the leader. She's going to throw out the Laguna Blade, taking down the Sniper. X-Mark's not going to do much else. Let's see if they want to go back in again after that Clockwork hook, but unlikely. So you can see the creep's starting to do a tiny bit of damage to these tier 4s. Check this gold graph. Is going to have a sharp decline back towards the Dire side. Around 12k now. XP actually going to flatten out around 0. Started to peak up towards the Radiant. They are getting even. EXP going to start becoming less of an issue during these fights now that everyone's maxed out their spells though. Lina is going to pick up a Blade Mail. Going to blink in and Yules. See if they can get this Kunkka down. They're going to throw out the Laguna Blade, doing a lot of damage to him. Kunkka's going to fall. He does not have buyback either. 82 seconds down for him. Sniper is going to have the buyback if he wants to defend. Looks like Clockwork's trying to solo this, take down this Roshan with the Storm Spirit, but they're going to have to TP back in order to defend their base. Gonna get the BKB over on the Lycan. Not gonna shapeshift up. They are gonna do a lot of damage. They're gonna try to take down this last Rax. Gonna get the initiative over on the Storm Spirit. He's gonna pick off that the Ember Spirit. Down here, the Cogs are gonna come out. They're gonna get the Chen and buy back on the Ember Spirit. Not sure if he has a Remnant over. It's actually gonna be over in the Dire jungle that he goes. Storm Spirit's just zipping around. They're gonna get a hook. Not gonna latch over onto the Lycan. He's gonna shapeshift and just walk away. Sniper did buy back and die during that, though. Lina is going to also just barely get away, it looks like. Storm Spirit is going to walk into her. You're going to throw the Laguna Blade out that just actually pops the Lincoln Sphere. Not going to do enough damage to him. Techies is left back here, as well as the Ember Spirit, who did buy back. If he dies, that is a dieback for him. You have 15 charges over on the Storm Spirit. He's gonna be, if he does die, he's gonna be back pretty quickly with that revive. They are gonna get the racks in the end of that. That is Mega Creeps for the Radiant. Just banging on their door, banging on that tier 4 tower. They're gonna have to defend this. No buyback on the Lich, Sniper, or Kunkka. He's gonna be back in 4 seconds though. Gonna get the initiation over on the Ember Spirit as well as the Techies. Looks like Ember Spirit probably gonna fall here after being silenced. See if Techies is gonna have the suicide available to him. He is if he wants to. Might be able to take out this Clockwork with him. Oh, not anymore. Gonna have to just walk away or suicide. Clockwork's gonna get a hook off. Let's see. Not gonna be able to get the suicide off in time. Nice hook back from the Clockwork. Storm Spirit over on the backside to get this. We are gonna get a buyback from the Techie. Chen's gonna throw out the Hand of God in order to keep that Lina alive. But it is an exposed throne that they're gonna have to deal with now. Gonna be really hard to defend against these Mega Creeps. No real wave clearing ability besides the Kunkka and the Sniper. Scepter's going to go up on the Storm Spirit from Techies. He's just sticking around here after dying. You use that buyback and try to do as much damage as you can. Storm Spirit pretty low on mana and HP. Going to zip through the remote mines. Not going to do enough damage. Techies is going to suicide in order to keep himself from being dead for too long. Looks like these creeps are certainly starting to beat on this the Ancient, whether the Dire want to or not. Just hard to keep track of all these the siege tanks that are coming in, as well as the creeps. All 3 lanes just push so hard. Might just be a matter of the Radiant waiting for everyone to be back up and just not walking in one at a time, just going through the death ball right at the throne. Gonna be too much to deal with along with the creeps. Storm Spirit is gonna zip around, killing some of these creeps along with the Kunkka. Looks like the Dire Courier is going to pick up a Finish Satanic for the Sniper. So that's what he decides that he wants his 6th item to be. Gonna keep that Saint Yasha. So that's gonna help when he gets bursted down. As soon as he pops that, if he's able to continue right clicking, it's gonna be really hard to take him down with how much damage and how quickly he attacks once he has that Satanics activated. Looks like Lycan's gonna TP to this Chen army, gonna pick up that double damage, gonna start going for this Roshan. As soon as they get that, I'm not really sure the Dire are gonna be capable of surmounting a defense against this push. Lycan just so large already. 3,200 gold. He's gonna have that Hyperstone. Storm Spirit is going to zip into here, looking to try to steal this Aegis. See if he's capable of doing it. No Aegis picked up yet. It is Storm Spirit who's going to fall. Clockwork comes in as well, too. No one can really spot the Aegis. It is going to be Clockwork who picks up that Aegis. Going to throw out the Cogs. You need a lot of damage. It's going to pop. Lycan is trapped here with the Cods, but who's trapped in here with who? Looks like they're going to get the Light Strike Array. See if Clockwork's capable of hooking out to any of his teammates. Going to hook over. Just going to hit the Ember Spirit with that. He is Flame Guard up, though, so no one going to be able to do too much damage to him. Sniper asking, or Storm Spirit asking for the friendly surrender. Going to get the Yule Scepter and well as the Light Strike Array over on the Lich. Not even going to have to throw anything else besides the right clicks.
It's the humiliation.
Looks like that's probably going to be game. No buyback over on the Lich or the Clockwork. See, they're going to get the zip over on the Storm. Get initiate over on the Chen. He's going to die really quickly. Looks like Sniper's going to start going to work on that Ember Spirit. He's going to fall as well. Really great defense so far from the Dire. They're going to spot out the Lycan. He's going to BKB. Going to start trying to right-click over on that Storm Spirit. He's pretty much out of mana. Going to throw the Laguna Blade out to pop that Linken's, but in the end, it's going to be the Lycan right-clicks that take down the Storm Spirit. He is going to have buyback. Bloodstone is down to 8 charges. Going to be a while until he revives. Going to throw out the Abyssal Blade over on that Lycan. Sniper's going to do a ton of work with that the Satanic. The Mjolnir procs actually take down the Lina. Wow, that's Sniper. Great defense by him and the Storm Spirit. Able to pick off the Ember Spirit and the Chen during that before the fight even really broke out. Finding the Lycan and the Lina over there at the end. They are mounting quite the defense against these Mega Creeps with the exposed Ancient. Should be really crazy fights in order to get them back into the Radiant base in order to take down that Ancient. They do have the exposed racks in mid, so they wouldn't need to push out any of the lanes. They just need to march down the middle lane and just take the throne if that is the case. So we're probably going to get a little bit of lull in action here based on the fact that how pushed in the Dire base is, combined with the fact that there's 3 heroes dead on the Radiant. Not going to really see a Chen or a Techies try to initiate. Techies is just going to continue to mine their base. There's a ton of mines up there. Fortunately, the Sniper Shrapnel is going to be able to do a lot of work for them. Techies is going to come down towards that bottom lane. Going to continue to mine in case they decide to push down here. Might be able to get a pick off from that. Sniper has 7k gold in the bank. Really would like to see him sell that Sage and Yasha and pick up a Butterfly instead. Lycanthrope does not have an MKB, so that would be really useful. Going to try to finish that 6th slot out with a AC. See, Kunkka is going to pick up a plate mail. Whether that's going to be a Shiva's Guard or his own Assault Cuirass should be interesting. Techies does have a decent amount of mines here. Let's see how far forward Sniper wants to go. He's just going to back up to his base. Knows that he has to help defend. So it looks like the Dire, they are going to have to wait to see for whenever the Radiant decide to push in on them. Lina is going to pick up a Refresher Orb. She's going to be able to throw out 2 Laguna Blades. Probably out of the frustration of popping a couple of them over on the Lycan's Lincoln Sphere. Storm Spirit is going to pick up that Monkey King bar. Putting out a decent amount of right clicks on top of his magical damage now. Also has a Maelstrom. Probably going to finish that into a Mjolnir in order to keep himself dealing damage whenever the Lycan decides to initiate on him, as well as the Ember Spirit or the Lina with how many right clicks she's doing now with that Fiery Spirit. Or Fiery Soul, excuse me. See, Dire getting a little adventurous, coming out of their base a little bit. There is everyone up from the Radiant. Looks like they're going to try to surmount a push. Dire trying to convince the Radiant team to just leave. They know they've got this in the bag. That Sniper is pretty large and in charge. He's going to have 2 Ultimate Orbs. He's going to sell that Sage and Yasha and finish a Scotty. Also a nice pickup besides the Butterfly. Going to be able to slow down that Lycan a lot. Might be able to kite him a little bit more easily. Dire's Courier is going to die. What did it have on it? It had the finished Scotty for the Sniper. He has enough gold if he wants to go back. Not going to have enough for buyback if he does that, though. Or it'll be right around even for it. But that's going to require them getting out of the base, which looks like Chen is the secret, or Dire's secret shot pretty well scouted out, as well as a ward up there. So they're going to know if he does decide to go for that. They always could just buy another courier to send it out. Storm Spirit's going to zip over here on the Ember Spirit. He's going to get cheaped up. Silence as well. He's going to just explode from the damage. Not able to remnant out in time. It's going to be really helpful for thwarting this push. Let's see if the Radiant decide they want to go in anymore. Lycan is up here in the top, in the Dire jungle, farming up. Wants to finish that Assault Cuirass. Going to send the courier out now. Does he have it finished? No. Just going to go to the side shot. Might actually go for a Shiva's Guard if that's the case. It's going to be a Sacred Relic he picks up. He's going to finish his the Abyssal Blade from that Skull Basher. Here in mid lane, we're going to have an invisible Lina. Let's see if she wants to try to get an initiation on with the Blinkul's double Laguna Blade. Techie's going to continue to throw some mines up here. Not much room for the Dire to come out of their base now. Going to hear the Storm Spirit go out towards that mid lane, but no one's there for him to Vortex in. Try to get initiation on. Chen has also gone Blade Mail at this point. Picks up a Void Stone. See, he might be going for a Lincoln Sphere as well. Just more Techies mines than any U.S. Marine is ever going to want to have to deal with down here in this bottom lane. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Might be interesting to see another Techies Ultra kill, though, if that decides to be what happens. Doesn't look like Clockwork's going to hook in over on this Techies. He's going to use himself up. Let's see if there's any backup for this. He's going to Force Staff, get himself out. He is going to get the Suicide off in the end, so that's helpful at least. But if the Dire do decide to push out this bottom lane, they are going to walk into a lot of Techie's mind. It's going to be up to that Clockwork being there, or one of the, oh, he's down to actually only 3 sentries for the Lich. See Chen farming up the Dire jungle as well. Lycan is doing his Radiant Ancients. Clockwork is going to throw the flare in. Roshan not up for a couple minutes now. Dire's courier has respawned, so we're going to be able to get the finished Scotty over on the sniper. Not really sure about Techie's mining this bottom lane, since the one out that the Dire have... meanwhile, we're going to have initiation over on the Techies himself. Not going to have that the suicide anymore. Ember Spirit's going to pop as well. Lena's right in the middle of this. She's going to get away, though. It's going to be the Chen who dies as well. 3 down for the Radiant. Techies is going to buy back. Lycanthrope is down in this bottom lane. He's going to get assassinated from the Sniper. Sniper's just going to come back and get that pick off. Lycan trying to come in and deal as much damage to that throne as he can. But when they're throwing their bodies one at a time at this throne, it's going to be almost impossible for them to fend off the damage output that Sniper has right now, especially with that Scotty. Would have liked to have seen Lycan try to get the finish Assault Cuirass, get that minus armor on the buildings before he tries to rush in there by himself. They even could just let the Dire push out, try to march down middle, save a buyback on the Lycan, just have him buy back and TP into their base and try to just get the damage done before they lose their Ancient themselves.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
As you see back at this base, they are going to leave the Kunkka in order to defend this. Lich as well, putting up that ice armor on the Ancient, going to help slow down these Mega Creeps from dealing a lot of damage. But they're only ever going to be able to push with 3 or 4 heroes over on the Dire. Storm Spirit is going to finish that Mjolnir. See if he wants to save the buff for himself or give it to the Clockwork after he hooks in. Combination of the Mjolnir shield as well as the Blade Mail going to help deal a lot of damage to anyone trying to right-click them, though. And there goes the Sniper, getting 4-staffed in by the Techies. Really well played by him. This might be Radiant's chance in order to walk down. He does have buyback, though. Clockwork going to get Yulesed up. Light Strike Array is going to hit. They're going to throw out the Laguna Blade, dealing a lot of damage. Not sure if it's going to be enough. He's going to start TPing out. Techies could suicide in order to get this. They are going to let the Clockwork walk away, though. Techies did have Suicide Squad up. Surprised he didn't go for that. He did use buyback, so he would be out of it, but they wouldn't have their initiation from the Clockwork. Lycan is going to TP up to this top lane, going to try to backdoor again, as well as the Chen. He's going to bring his creep army with him. Lycan is going to BKB. He's going to start trying to attack the tower. Sniper does have that Abyssal Blade, going to stun him up, doing a lot of damage to him. He's going to run around. He's going to try to get out, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to fall to that Sniper eventually. Sniper does not throw out the assassination, but Storm Spirit's the one who zips forward and gets the kill on the Lycanthrope. Going to come back. Going to look for this Ember Spirit. They're going to find the Lena. She's going to die as well. Ember Spirit's going to start attacking the throne. A lot of damage to it, but not going to be enough. Chen's up here with his the Ancient Creeps doing damage as well. Now they have to deal with the regular Creeps, but it looks like they're going to be able to fend this off. That's going to be 4 down for the Radiant. Only buyback on the Lena. Chen's still alive, but they're going to be able to just walk in and take this base if they want to. That's going to be 70 seconds. Looks like they're probably just going to do that. They're just going to march right down middle. They managed to pull this off. Just incredibly impressive from the Dire in this one. Not giving up after getting stopped in their pushes in mid for so long. Having that Lycan rat them out in the top lane. Losing that, or winning the fight in the bottom while also losing their racks, though. Having everything exposed. Let's see if they can pull it off, though. 40 seconds until most people in the Radiant are up again. They're going to be able to at least take the racks, probably the tier 4s. Whether they can take the throne or not might be a different story. So we're going to see the zip in on the Storm Spirit. He's not going to find anyone. Going to walk into a stasis track. There are some techie mines here, but they're just going to explode those. So this Rax is going to die pretty quickly. See if they have the glyph. They do. They're going to use it. Delay this a little bit longer. 20 seconds until the Radiant's back up again. Chen sitting back here. Not really much he can do without his army. They are just going to bypass that Rax and start going for the tier 4s. 10 seconds till they're all up. Lena's going to buy back with 7 seconds left. Let's see if she wants to get a Blink Initiation off. There is going to be that Lincoln Spear over on the Storm. Dealing a lot of damage. Tier 4s. It's going to be an exposed Rax. Sniper's doing a lot of damage to it. They're going to have to go on this now. Most people are back except for the techies, though. Going to be a big fight here. BKB over on the Lycan. Abyssal Blade on him, too. Sniper is going to die. Clockwork might be the next to fall. Laguna Blade from the Refresher over on the Lena. Going to take out the Clockwork, too. So it looks like they are going to be able to stop this push. They're going to TP up the Lycan up to this top lane. He's probably going to fall, too. The Storm Spirit is here to help. Techies is throwing down some mines, doing as much damage as he can. Not going to be enough to take out this tower, though. He's going to suicide in the end. The Ancient's down to 1,600 health. They're going to need to defend this, but Sniper's down for 84 seconds without buyback. They're going to have the Ember Spirit, the Lena, and the Chen, but Storm Spirit and Kunkka are still alive. That Kunkka's still doing a lot of damage with both of those Daedaluses. You might want to buy something right now. It's going to be now or never. Might be the difference between getting that one big crit off and winning a team fight for them before they go for this throne. Flame Guard is going to be up on the Ember Spirit. Let's see if they just decide to throw their bodies out. Ghost Ship's going to come out. Clockwork Hook over on the Chen. Going to see the bounce back from the Chain Frost. Not going to kill anyone yet, though. They're staying alive for a while. That pipe helping out immensely. Ember Spirit's going to start tanking or doing damage on this this Ancient. They are going to get... He's going to have to Remnant out. They are going to get the Lena and the Chen. Techies is over here trying to mine up. Not going to have the Suicide Squad, though, so he's going to die. Full 90-second duration timer on him. No buyback. Again, the Dire capable of mounting a defense, this time without the Sniper. No buybacks on the Radiant, only the Ember Spirit up, but he has no farm. He's not going to be able to defend against this. As you can see down here, Storm Spirit's just going to walk in and start trying to take down this Ancient. See if Ember Spirit's capable of doing anything. Storm Spirit is pretty low on mana. Searing Change is going to come out. He's going to do a little bit of damage. Right clicks from the Storm Spirit is going to be just plenty enough in order to take out the Ember Spirit. He's going to continue to right click that backdoor protection. Not really sure if he's going to be capable of taking this out by himself. Going to be up to that Sniper to TP out over here as well. They do have the Hellbear Smasher over there, though. So Lycan's back up. Looks like Storm Spirit's just going to try to get away after this. He's going to be up on this high ground. Doesn't have his TP for another 5 seconds. And Lycan has no way of getting up there, though. Storm going to notice that this Lycan's down here. I don't think he's really going to try to do anything. He's going to go in on him. Going to sheep stick him up. Let's see if he can get the silence on before he gets the shapeshift. Doing a lot of damage. Sniper's going to be here as well. Assassinate's going to throw out. That's going to be enough damage to take down the Lycan. Sniper coming down the middle lane. Gets the backup for the Storm Spirit. They know they can initiate him with the sheep stick. Actually, he had sold the Orchid a while ago for the Mjolnir. That's what he did. Forgot about that. But sheep stick going to be plenty enough in order to take him down. So in this mid lane, looks like this is probably going to be all they need. Backdoor protection has regen the Ancient back up. Lena's going to BKB and come in. Going to pop that Lincoln Sphere over on the Storm Spirit. See if he gets the first Laguna Blade off. She's going to kill the Storm Spirit, but a lot of damage getting taken in the process. Sniper's going to get yields up by the techies. Going to throw down a mine. Looks like Sniper's going to fall as well in this. Going to throw the Satanic out. Going to be doing a lot of damage. Only going to last for a couple seconds, though. Stasis Trap going off. Not going to stun the Sniper, though. He's backing up. Storm Spirit bot barriers back already from that 22 charge Bloodstone. He's backing here dealing damage. They're going to might be able to pick off that techies. Lena's going to die on the backside. Looks like Chen's going to be next. This is probably going to be game. Only Ember Spirit to left to defend again. They're going to start pounding on that Ancient. They're eating through the backdoor protection still. Clockwork's going to be here too. What a crazy game from the Dire. Coming back from having mega creeps just to come back, march down that mid lane, throwing their bodies at it a couple times. Going to take some buybacks as well as the Bloodstone charges from the Storm Spirit. Crazy game for them. Thought it was in the bag for the Radiant. No such luck. So well played from the Dire in the end. That Sniper just going to be doing so much work for them. See what his GPM was. 678, 932 last hits when everything's said and done. So you didn't even really need... Kunkka did get a Divine Rapier towards the end of that. Didn't even notice that. Not even necessary. Just use it to defend against the Mega Creeps. But so despite Techie's best attempts, as well as Lycan's attempts at ratting, Ember Spirit not really carrying his weight, as well as the Chen... helping with those pushes, but besides the Hand of God and the pipe, not really doing a lot for these team fights. So in the end, it is going to be the Dire who win this. So thanks for everyone who stuck around for all of this. My name's Yaman Dota. go ahead and feel free to check out my YouTube page. I've got some casts up there. Always welcome to having some constructive criticism, what I could do better, what I'm not doing that great at yet. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night.